In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Hassan Reddick, linebacker, Temple.
All right, we are back. 1580 AM. Ball So Hard Sports. Armon Williams with Marlon Jones.
Ball so hard.
That's right. You heard that pick. That was the number 13th overall pick in the first round. Hassan Reddick, linebacker, outside linebacker, Temple University. I thought that was exactly the right pick for the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, you knew that they were going to make that right pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been knocking it out the park the last couple few years in their draft, and he's going to fit in perfect with that defense, and
definitely so. I feel that taking a look at Hassan Reddick, he's an overachiever. He brings a lot of heart and determination. He walked on at Temple University.
Did he?
He walked on at Temple University, if I'm not mistaken, earned a scholarship there. And throughout the course of his career, he became an consensus All-American. Absolutely outstanding linebacker. He's an athletic freak. He can play from sideline to sideline really well. He's going to start off at the edge. So they're going to put him at the edge. He's coming into a system. It's a great situation for him because he's not going to play Mike. He'll eventually play Mike linebacker.
Right.
But at first he's going to be playing a lot on the edge, and he'll be playing some nickel package defenses, whatnot, which is about 60 to 65% of what the Cardinals do defensively under Steve Betcher or under Coach Betcher, or James Betcher, I believe it is. So he's going to have a lot of opportunities to get on the field. He'll be an immediate impact, and he's got Carlos Dansby to go ahead and to teach him for at least one season.
So he's going to rush the quarterback with him and Chandler Jones. Okay,
him, Chandler Jones. Just think about it. Him, Chandler Jones. Oh my goodness.
You know what I like best about him? Well, I don't know. We may have to research it thoroughly. But while he was at Temple, let's just hope he didn't take that mixology bartending class by Bill Cosby.
Mixology bartending class.
Let's hope that didn't happen.
We'll keep away from the Quaaludes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an absolutely outstanding pick. And in the second round, I think they addressed need and got the best player available too. They moved up a few draft picks for the 36th pick, which they got Budda Baker, the safety from Washington.
I like that pick. I like Budda.
Yeah, I love Budda Baker. That was absolutely.
He could play.
I think that was a great need pick as well as a value pick because he's going to replace Tony Jefferson, who they lost free agency.
Yeah, and Swearinger.
Swearinger and DJ Swearinger. Absolutely. What I love about this kid is kind of he's a little bit Earl Thomas, a little bit Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay.
As far as what he's doing, what he's capable of doing, he's going to be all over the defense. So you're going to have different packages. You're not going to have to substitute him for different defensive backs, in those different packages because he can play free, he can play strong, he can play in the box at times. Times he'll be in a nickel package. At times he might even be at cornerback.
Yeah, and he can definitely wrap up and tackle too.
Absolutely,
he can wrap up and tackle. He's got good ball skills.
Absolutely, and he's a playmaker.
Yeah,
and he actually got mentored, but if I'm not mistaken, by Earl Thomas when he was in Seattle.
Well, that's a very good sign.
Yeah, I believe he taught him how to read plays.
Okay.
And that's going to translate well to the National Football League in the next level.
Yes.
Hopefully for Earl Thomas, he didn't teach him too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that pick. And then the third round. That's the round of Steve Keim's. That's the wild card draft.
Yes, it is.
We've seen Steve Keim do some pretty interesting things in previous rounds or previous third rounds. Of course, his first season, the Cardinals as a GM, he drafted Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu had his issues.
Which was a steal, though.
That was an absolute steal.
Which was a steal.
He got kicked off of LSU's football team, was out of football for an entire season. Cardinals gave him a chance, and I absolutely love that pick because I knew he was going to flourish. He just had to be given the right opportunity, and he fell in the right situation under Patrick Peterson.
Yes, he did.
And his father, they worked out together.
Absolutely.
And you got players and guys like Larry Fitzgerald, Carson Palmer, able to go ahead and put their arm around him. He's come up.
Let me ask you a question on a segue real quick. Speaking of Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu, does LSU become D-back U now?
I think it kind of already is D-back U. You look at all the phenomenal defensive backs that have come out of LSU just the previous few years and in the past. I can go back to my playing days when I was in Tennessee. Denard Walker came out of LSU, and Denard Walker wound up being a star for Tennessee, for the Tennessee Oilers, Tennessee Titans, and later on the Denver Broncos, Minnesota Vikings. So LSU, they have a long history of great defensive backs.
Yeah, so that's good. Let's hope Tyrann can stay healthy and be a good role model for Budda, and Budda can get in right away.
Absolutely. I think they'll work well off of each other. But the third round, this particular third round,
yes,
he drafts Chad Williams, wide receiver from Grambling. And this kid, this is a wild card because he comes from a small school. I had a chance to take a look at some of his game film, and I can tell you one of the things that he does. He's not necessarily the greatest route receiver, but the kid is good size. He's 6'1", about 205, 210 pounds, but he can fly. He runs a 4.37 40.
Oh wow, yeah, that's fast.
Good size, good hands. Not necessarily exceptional hands. He needs to become a better ball catcher in tight windows, and maybe a little bit of a better route runner. But one of the things that really impressed me about looking at game film with this kid is the fact that he can block down the field. He's an unselfish player. He's a great blocker down the field, kind of like a Larry Fitzgerald a little bit.
Okay.
He reminds me kind of in that same pantheon as far as a blocker is concerned.
You know that game that raised his stock, though, was giving U of A headaches.
Yeah.
He gave your squad some headaches.
He absolutely did. And I was watching that game, and I was impressed with the kid because I had a chance to go ahead and look at that game again as well as some of the other games that they played in last season. And I think he probably very well could have been maybe a slightly higher draft pick. I mean, third round is a good round for him, the small school like Grambling State to be, to come from Grambling. But the thing that probably it would have been, he might have been a higher pick had he had an opportunity to go to the combine. He didn't even get an opportunity. He didn't get a chance to perform at the combine. Had he performed at the combine, he might have been a second-round draft pick.
Okay. Well,
so I think this is a great value pick for the Arizona Cardinals.
Absolutely.
And we know what they've done in the past with John Brown and obviously with David Johnson. These are third-round draft picks.
And he feels a need that they absolutely need as well.
And then I believe J.J. Nelson.
J.J. Nelson,
from UAB
another one.
Was another third-round draft pick. He finds that's his jewel pick, man. His third-round pick. Steve Keim he finds magic with that third-round pick, and I think he might have struck gold with this. But Chad Williams will definitely participate in special teams. He'll be a big asset on special teams, but he'll also be vital as far as when it comes to the offensive schemes. He's going to be that extra dual threat or that triple threat when it comes to being able to go ahead and run that seam route or run that deep 9 route.
Couldn't ask for a better mentor in Fitzgerald too.
Absolutely.
So what do you think with Fitz? This is last year?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is definitely Fitz's last year. But moving forward, you got John Brown. There's a reason why I'm not panicking, because you're going to have John Brown, and then you're going to have J.J. Nelson, who took a big step up last season as far as his productivity level. And if this Chad Williams kid, if he can develop and become a solid staple with the Cardinals offense, as well as Jerron Brown, then I particularly when I look at John Brown and I look at J.J. Nelson, I think of Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin. As far as two just absolute burners. Then you have Chad Williams, another guy that can burn. You have a 4x100-meter relay track team.
Yeah, a phenomenal one at that. And don't forget, too, they like to throw the ball out the backfield as well.
Yes, they do.
So there's an extra receiver right there, too, as well. So, yeah, I think he's going to be successful. He's got a great situation to come into, learning from Fitz. And, like you said, they strike gold every draft they've been in with that third round pick.
Absolutely. And moving forward, let's taking a look at what they did for their fourth round draft pick. This is the one that I think might be the steal of the draft for the Arizona Cardinals. Personally, they grabbed Dorian Johnson, the guard from Pittsburgh. This kid is going to probably he will work his way into the starting lineup. I don't know if he's going to work his way up in the starting lineup this season, but at some point in time, maybe in the future, maybe certainly next season, I think he will be the starting guard, and he will eventually replace Mike Iupati. Not at guard. I think he's that good. When he's played 39 consecutive games, when healthy, this guy is an absolute wrecking machine. He's an all-American caliber player.
For sure.
At guard. I absolutely love this. I love this draft pick. I think this might absolutely be the steal of the pick.
Yeah.
But in the fifth round, they picked Will Holden, offensive tackle, Vanderbilt. Yeah, he's going to more than likely get the bulk of his reps on the scout team his first season, just to be honest. But he gives you depth. In the fifth round, they got T.J. Logan, the running back from North Carolina. This kid is the fastest. He had the fastest 40 time in the combine for running backs. So, and he's a return guy. So he's definitely going to.
Special teams?
Yes, he's going to make an impact, I think, immediately as far as returning kickoffs and possibly punt returns. Then in the sixth round, they drafted Rudy Ford, safety from Auburn. Now, it's believed that he's going to be competing for the cornerback position between Bethel and Williams. But I think initially this kid is going to get most of his playing time. If he wants to get on that 53-man roster, he's going to have to do it probably on special teams, at least initially.
It looks like I've heard that he's a little bit undersized, but he's still pretty good in the box. So
yeah.
So, but yeah, but special teams you have to contribute to make the squad.
Absolutely, but he will probably be competing in special teams in that cornerback. So that is a wrap on that. We are about to go ahead and jump to a break, but our next segment is going to be What's Beef?
What's beef?
What's beef?
I got beef.
We got a few, yeah. I know you got beef. We're going to definitely talk about it. Go ahead, save it for right now.
I'm going to save it, but I got beef. You know this.
I know you got it sizzling and everything, steaming is rolling up on you, but we're definitely going to get into that. We got a few things to talk about with Ray Allen, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Maria Sharapova. We'll be back after these quick messages. You're listening to 1580 The Fanatic, Ball So Hard Sports.